Hey, folks. Okay. Well, yeah, I fired it up a couple minutes early. I just wanted to see. I just wanted to see how the equipment's working. From this end, it looks okay. I hope it's coming in on your end okay. I'm using all new equipment tonight, so I'm hoping that this is going to do the trick. I just had such trouble with that last stream I tried to do. And well, thank you, Volunteer EMS. That's what I really needed to hear. Hey, running water. I hope you're not driving. Yeah, I'm using the Aki camera. I used it to do a quick video the other day. This is the first time I've used it for a stream. And I'm using my Snowball microphone and my new desktop. So, voice to text to voice? What do you mean? Hey, you know your old man's not techie. You know, you got to be pretty simple-minded to get across to me. Are you saying there's a lag or something of that sort going on? One thing about starting a little early, I get to sip on coffee a little bit while we get a few folks into the chat. I talk phone types. See, again, you're talking, I mean, hello, Mars. Thanks, Bill. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming on board. I see we got 7 folks up here already. Hey, White Cloud. Hey, everybody, welcome, White Cloud. Freezing there in South Dakota. Yeah, I bet you. In South Dakota. Yeah, it can get pretty darn chilly. It's chilly up here, but not bad. It's right now it's in the upper teens here in Ashland. I believe the last time I looked, it was like 20 some degrees. And I figure it must be going down a little bit. Hey, Mr. Z, Joe Cook, both of you, great to see you on board. That's great. Yeah, absolutely awesome. I hope you folks hang around for a bit because I got some news for everybody on some things that are going to be happening and changing on my channel that I think, oh, excuse me, I think will fit everybody's needs and wants. So I want to make sure that we get a few folks on board before I start revealing what's going on. But yeah, I got some news for everybody. And how am I doing? I'll tell you what, Joe, I'm doing really well. Doing really well. I have to say that. I had a very rough week, but I'm doing real well right now. Hi, Hike with Mike. Oh, yeah, I don't know. The few streams that I've done, I've attracted the best people. So now I'll tell you why I got a cough. That's one thing I hate to say. The Sty Shack is a no smoking Sty Shack. There's no smoking allowed at the Sty Shack. That's not my choice. Yeah, it's my landlord's choice. This is a non-smoking building that I live in. I live in a quite large building. And we're not allowed to smoke in our apartments. We have to go outdoors Well, I live on the 4th floor. It's an 8-story building. And so it's quite a trek to get out there and down and out to have a smoke. So before this stream, all of a sudden I realized, oh man, I haven't had a smoke in like 3 hours. And I'm going to sit for an hour or 2 or 3 or 6 on a live stream. And I won't be able to have a smoke. So I hauled my tail out out to the elevators, got downstairs, snuck out the back door, broke the landlord's rules right there, went out the back and stood under the overhang out the back of our building. And I had myself 2 real quick power smokes, run back in here, got up here, walked in the door just in time to put a post up saying, yeah, I'll be on in about 6 minutes. And I'm still trying to catch my breath. But one thing I can say, and people will really think about it, with this place being non-smoking, one thing for sure that smoking does do for me, it gets me outdoors to have some fresh air. Now, isn't that a moron's excuse to go have a smoke? No, let's see what you guys are up to here. Yeah, look into vaping. I tried vaping. Vaping doesn't burn my mouth. It doesn't have the aftertaste. See, I'm a connoisseur of tar and nicotine. I've got to have the real thing to taste and move around in my mouth. It's not just the inhaling habit, it's the taste, and I mean the sensation of the actual cigarette. It's not, I don't smoke cigarettes, I smoke miniature cigars, and yeah, pounding 2 of those down at a time, that'll hold me over. Yeah, I probably won't even go out for one before I go to bed after midnight tonight. How many a day? If I'm sticking around home and I'm not leaving the building, probably 4 in a day. I'll trek out to have 4. There's times I'll trek down and there's some folks that I love to sit and we spin tails together. Then I'll have 2 or 3 with them. But I'll spend an hour and a half sitting there with them. But usually about 4. I only smoke at the peak about a half a pack per day. So 10 smokes in any given day is the max. So yeah, you know, hey, plain old Chuck, yeah, sneak in there right away trying to tell me to be healthy. Yeah, everybody pay attention to Chuck there. You know, he's always reminding me what I should do to stay healthy. Yeah, you know, using those stairs, plain old Chuck says, if you took the stairs, you'd get exercise too. Ha ha ha, he says. Well, I've taken the stairs a few times. You know, every once in a while, yeah, I feel up to it. I'm just up and down the stairs. But again, for the last week, you know, and I'm lucky getting my shoes on without going ouch. So the stairs for me the last 6 days have just been out of the story. But I do take them occasionally. You're right. It's good for you. It's good for my legs. It keeps my legs going because I'm looking forward to spring, and I want to hit spring. Oh, we got Gary Irwin in the house. Howdy, howdy, Buckaroo, he says. Hey, great to have you, Gary. The Riverbend Longbows outdoors. I can only hang out for a minute, but thought I'd stop in. Hey, thanks for 1 minute. Hey, and I always post all of my live streams. You can always come back another day, another time, when you got the time, and see what happened tonight. I got lots of news tonight to tell everybody, so you might want to jump back and check that stuff out. But hey, Riverbend Longbows, awesome seeing you here. Awesome. The Sean Carl's in the house. Hey, it's great. I got a dozen people on board right now. That's for Sty not having streams on a regular basis. Seeing 12 people up there just a few minutes into this stream. Yeah, Sty is a happy man tonight. Very happy man tonight. You know, it's one thing I want to encourage everybody. You watch that chat and you watch these channels coming through. It's like I said, I don't know why, but my streams seem to attract just the best people. Some of the neatest creators, some of the nicest people. Check each other's channels out if you haven't already. Check each other's channels out and support each other. I don't allow any sub for sub. Don't go there. Don't start doing that. I'll moderate that stuff in a flash. You know, and they say, oh, well, don't say I got you and I got your back and oh, hey, I went and I tasted your sandwich. You want a bite of mine? Yeah, you know, all these different ways of saying I subbed you. Would you sub me? Come on, guys. Don't do the sub thing at all. Just promise me you'll go check each other out. Just go do it. Don't say it. Just go do it. I've got faith in you. What do we got going on here? Okay. Thanks for the thumbs up there, Riverbend Longbows. And that's something that you can all do for me too. Give me a thumbs up, eh? Those thumbs up go a long ways. I see I got 3 of them up here already. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Never heard of chewing cinnamon sticks. Heard cinnamon is good for you. Hey, Mr. Z, I actually did that for a while. I would take natural cinnamon sticks and I'd chew them. Carry it in my mouth just like I'm carrying one of my mini cigars. Suck on that thing, chew on it. I'd even grab it like it's a smoke. And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up because doggone it, I'm going to go get me some natural cinnamon sticks and start doing that again. Now, some people say, "Oh, I can't do it. It's because pure natural cinnamon can at times be a little harsh, a little bitter." I love cinnamon. I love it with a passion. So to me, cinnamon's great. That could be that. Boy, I appreciate that that you even bringing that up. That really goes a long ways. Sean, I don't believe you have missed one yet. In fact, it wouldn't be the same without you, man. Oh, White Cloud, neat that you found Hike with Mike that way. Hike with Mike's got a great, Hike with Mike, you can't beat. It's like I said, I get the best. I get the best on my streams. You know, I've got enough of you folks in here now that I'm going to start talking a little bit about some of the things going on. I'll talk about the things that have happened, things that are happening, things down the road. Okay, now I'm looking at this group in here. I think everybody's aware. Last Thursday night, I went through gallbladder surgery, emergency gallbladder surgery. Something I didn't see coming. And they sent me home. It's a, everything went right to plan. Everything happened as it should. The only discomfort I've had for the last 3 days is in the area of one of the incisions. It's real tender still, and that turned out to be a black and blue mark as big as a grapefruit. But other than that, I've had this nasty pain in my shoulder. And I thought, now what? What? My right arm, I'm right-handed. And so I give the surgeon a call and talk to him. And he kind of chuckled. And he says, well, when we do the procedure, we fill your gut up with CO2. So there's room to work in there. And when we do that, it extends your diaphragm. And there's times where we'll use a little too much gas and extend that diaphragm just a little too much, and we slightly injure the diaphragm. And he says, and that can cause severe shoulder pain for a short while. I said, now wait a minute. That's like telling me that I've got this severe headache because somebody kicked me in the butt. And he laughed. He says, yeah, that's about it. He said, you have the exact same nerve centers to your diaphragm as you have to your shoulders. So if you injure the diaphragm, your shoulders will react. So that's what it was. Well, today, fortunately, no shoulder pain. That's gone now. So, but that was weird to find out. So, I'm looking at what Hike with Mike is saying about the brands there. Yeah. See, that's the nice thing about this is, like I said, I post my streams. I keep them. They're up for people to come back and watch. Because I'll jump back and I'll look for some of this advice people give. You guys always feel free to get your own conversation going on the side. I'm not the only interesting person in the room, Gary, I've never heard of doing that. No, that's a new one. Hike with Mike, I've never heard of that one either. See, now you guys are smoking all kinds of stuff. We only got we got only a few kinds of smoke up here. Cigarettes, pipes, cigars, and the one they haven't medicinalized yet. Which probably never go recreational in our state. I doubt it, but those are the only smokes we got. Hike with Mike, I am sorry. I should keep my comments so people know what I'm yarning. I know what mullet is. If you're going to take it down that road, we smoke salmon up here. And huge whitefish. They're a little tough to light, but we manage to smoke them. Oh, Sean, he's a chewer. Yeah. I chewed for a while. I used to really enjoy my chaw. Ex-wife didn't like it. And so I changed habits. Hey, Riverbend Longbows, you take it easy too. Hey, look forward to seeing you again. Soon, I hope. Da, da, da. Oh, I'll tell you what. You can't beat the Wisconsin walleye and perch up here. Yeah. Stye's favorite fish, period, is a good cold water Wisconsin walleye. Oh, yeah. I used to work for the Native American tribes up here. 23 years I worked for them. And I had some very close and dear friends. And this one family, they're a pretty prominent family for the local tribe. They kind of adopted me, for crying out loud. They had me believing I was a blood relative, for crying out loud. But every spring, when they would net walleye under their treaty rights, they'd come to my office and say, "Hey, Sty, got something for you." And they'd have a big old cooler packed full of ice. And I'm not kidding, 1.5 to 2 inch thick walleye fillets. 15, 20 pounds of them. We thought you might want a nice walleye dinner. The thing is that would happen 3, sometimes 4 times every spring. So the only problem was I loved walleye, just loved walleye. My ex-wife loved it more. We would actually get in little spats over, "Hey, that's my piece of fish." "Oh, no, it's not," she'd say, and she'd take it down her throat and go. So if I told her I'm going walleye fishing, okay. If I said, "I'm going to go out, take the boat out, catch some sunnies or something today," "I'll do whatever you want." But if I said walleye, she said, oh, okay. Yeah. Sean, if you're talking to me about what my biggest vice is since I quit chewing, is smoking. I see Gary saying I've got a story about a chewing experience. I've got a couple too, but they're on my list. But boy, I don't want people to get ill because some of my stories, they're kind of raw, but they're chewing stories. Yeah. A lot of odd things can happen with a bite of chaw, Oh yeah, smoked sheephead. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Joe. Isn't that thing? Now, when you talk about seafood, I could eat lobster 4 times a day. I love lobster. Love it with a passion. You ain't gonna find no lobster up here. Closest thing you find up here is crawdads. And all my southern friends down there, they know what I'm talking about. One thing up here, though, is if you can get into a good creek full of crawdads, our crawdads, boy, they're darn near as big as a prawn, for crying out loud. Awesome. Boy, we're sitting here just talking about food because food is crazy. That's another thing, is after my surgery, they told me, now you're going to have to watch what you eat. I said, "Oh, okay, I can do that." Usually the plate's close enough I can look down and watch what I eat. And they said, "You might think it's funny today, but you wait." So I had to cut out all the fats, right? They said, "Oh, you don't want to eat fats." I said, "Well, why not? What's going to happen if I eat fats?" They said, "Well, that's kind of in the front door, out the back. It's just that quick. Don't be eating them fats." They're wrong. They're totally wrong. It doesn't matter what the heck you put in the front door. It wants to go out the back door right away. Stuff goes right through you when they take your gallbladder out. Today, in fact, was the first day I felt normal that way. I ate some breakfast, kept the fats down, and I ate a light lunch, ate a decent dinner, felt like $1,000,000. So yeah. Now watch, all of a sudden Style say, I'll be back in 5, boom, gone. If that happens, you know why. Holy smokes, 20-pound lobster, and threw it back. My ex-wife, she'd beat you up for that. She wouldn't care, legal, illegal. She'd say, you give me that 20-pounder. Oh, yeah, boiled whitefish dipped in butter. I don't know if any of you are aware of this fish or not. The burbot, or lawyer, as they're called up here in Lake Superior. They're a lot like a catfish. They look like they're up in that net, and they tear the heck out of these commercial fishermen's nets. Well, they're not allowed to throw them back. So they got in a habit. Some of the local commercial fishermen got in a habit. I'd hear a knock on the door at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'd know what it was. I'd go out to the door, open the door, and there'd be a 5-gallon bucket full of lawyers on my porch. Well, they're kind of a bummer I got so good at cleaning them, it didn't matter. But they are a bummer to clean. You got to peel the skin off of them. And with a lawyer, you just fillet them, and you're taking that big strip down their back and just their tail. Well, some of the lawyers, 3, 4.5 pounds. And that's exactly what you did. Was after you filleted them, then you took those fillets and you would cut strips, and you'd put those strips in a basket and then drench them in boiling water, pull them out, and just dip them in butter and eat them like shrimp. And we called it poor man's lobster. Awesome, just awesome. Running water, clams. Now, I've discussed this with other people in the past about living off the land issues and survival issues and clams being a resource. Certain freshwater lakes up here, you can find a lot of them. Lake Superior, you'll get into patches of sandy beach, you find a lot of them. They like pebble bottom on Lake Superior. You find a lot of them in there. They say the biggest concern with them is clams tend to concentrate toxins, mercury, lead, heavy metals at all, and other toxins in the lake. But, if you're trying to have kids, I wouldn't eat freshwater clams as a regular diet. But if you're as old as Sty and you ain't planning on a family, and a little mercury isn't going to screw this thing up any more than it already is, then yeah, I'd say, yeah, harvest some. That's just like them big old walleyes in Sisquit Lake. They say don't eat them. They're full of mercury. Well, you look at it, the recommendation on it, they say you should eat up to a pound of walleye from that lake once a month because it's got mercury. Well, and the effects of that mercury on me ain't going to stop me from eating no 32, 36-inch long walleye that's going to give me a fillet that thick. I eat that whole dang fish. I don't care about the mercury. I tell you what, I'll just be taller if it gets hot out. Gary, yeah, that's it. Yeah. The yeah. Hey, you have a good night, Volunteer EMS. Thanks for being here. Everybody, Volunteer EMS was the first one on tonight. First one to jump on the channel tonight. Awesome. Thank you very much. And we'll see you again. Yeah, freshwater clams, they're good. They're good. They're not as good as saltwater clams, but yeah, they're okay. They're good. Yeah, yeah, they said about catfish. I know what you're talking about there too, Sean Carl. Yeah, yeah. They overstate and overblow that whole thing. I don't have proof. I'm just confident that they are overblowing that whole issue. Yeah, running water. That's the way to do it. Yeah. Well, okay. I wanted to give all you folks a little bit of an update here. Okay, like when I first started up, I said, "Yeah, this is all new equipment." So, yeah, I'm using a new camera. I got a new desktop. Everything's running good and strong. A little bit of an investment into all that, but yeah, got to do what you got to do if you want to have a YouTube channel. so we're all set to go that way. Now, here's one of the issues that came up. I had a viewer that mentioned to me that, don't you feel that you're putting up too many videos? There's so many people that lose interest if there's a video going up every single day. And if the videos are 10 to 20 to 30 minutes long each, that it just gets to be too much. And you'll start losing viewers and view time. Well, I have noticed that my viewers have kind of flattened out, plateaued. I've got all of my regulars at boom, 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 boom. And all my videos are almost all at the same level. I'm not gaining viewers. And so that's one of the issues. And I'm going to mention that here in a minute. But with the number of videos being posted, I can see in my analytics, I told myself I'm going to do this for 2 weeks, and it's been a little over 2 weeks that I've been posting a video every single day because I wanted to see what the analytics did. And now that I can see what the analytics are doing, what I'm going to be doing now, I have a video that's posting tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., like it has every day for the last 2 weeks. I have another one Sunday morning at 7 a.m. posting. I will be uploading one that will post Monday morning at 7 a.m. From that point forward, I will be posting a video every Monday and Thursday at 7 a.m. 2 videos a week. That's all that's going up. 2 videos a week. I will be doing live streams once a week. I cannot guarantee what night they are except for this next one, which will be next Saturday night at 7 p.m. So the live streams will be undetermined. It'll be based on my work schedules, and I don't know those work schedules until right at the last minute. So, but once a week, there will be a live stream. Twice a week, there will be new videos posted at 7 a.m. in the morning on Monday and Thursday. And I'm going to put that in my About page about the regular videos, what that schedule is. Now, after the second week of April, there will be one live stream every single week on every Sunday at 7 p.m. That live stream will be called Sunday Sty Stories. That's where the first few minutes of the stream will be like this, where we have open conversation, everybody's chatting, and then I will be putting out a story, which I won't pay a lot of attention to the chat during the story. I will just tell the story. Then after the story, then we'll have fun discussing the story in the chat and myself with you folks. And that'll be every Sunday night. Sunday Sty Stories. And that's the way the summer will go. Next fall, when winter starts coming on, the Sty Story will go on forever on Sunday at 7 p.m. every single Sunday. But once the snow starts flying next year, we're going to be adding a live stream every Wednesday night. And that's going to be called Wandering with Sty Wednesdays. And what I'm going to do there is those streams that each night will be a topic-based destination. Someplace Sty has been that he just loved, he thinks everybody should go see. Or someplace Sty's always wanted to go. And I'll do some history on it, and we'll try to get some good info on it. And we'll do that topic, Wandering with Sty Wednesdays. And then I want my audience to share with me what kind of wanderings they've had and would like to have. So that's what that series will be about. And that'll be during the winters that I have Wandering with Sty Wednesdays. Okay? So that's what to look forward to. But just keep in mind, after this Monday, then videos are only going to be posted on Mondays and Thursdays. Live streams, not next Saturday night, but after that, I'm not sure what night per week until I get to the second week of April. Then after that, it's guaranteed every Sunday. So that's where that's going. I'm just taking a look at the chat now, being that I ... Gary, did you shave? You look taller. I'm just wearing my hat a little higher. The only thing Sty shaves is the cheekbones. And I'll quit doing that once I retire, because I don't care what the employer thinks. And they said keep your cheekbones kind of showing that. Anyway, no, I didn't shave, and I definitely didn't get any taller. I've lost an inch over the last 6 years. So thanks, Joe. If I've lost a couple of followers, and I feel bad when I do lose a follower, but I don't hold it against them. If the content has lost its appeal to them and they move on, they get bigger, better channels, whatever their reason may be, I don't hold it against anybody. I watch the channels I like to watch. And I expect others to do the same. And if you want to move on, I'd never hold it against anybody. But boy, if you stick it out with me, yeah, you got me then. You got me then. And so many of you folks have just stuck it out with me. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Yeah, and White Cloud, I tell everybody, don't worry about catching up. They'll be there forever. So, for crying out loud, if you got to wait till you retire someday with nothing to do, oh my gosh, I can go back and watch some old Sty stuff. It'll be there. And Mr. Z is saying your channel should be growing. Yeah. Okay, now that's part of the thing. Is I'm asking my viewers a little more. I'm going to start pressing a little bit more. Share, please share. If you've got Facebook or Twitter or any of the social medias, share out my channel. Share out a video. Share out a stream. All of that sharing, any one of those types of sharing, go a long ways to building the channel. The channel doesn't grow if people don't see it. And it's gotten to the point where you cannot count on YouTube to get your channel out there for you. They're dealing with 1 billion channels. Yeah, and I'm just not even a drop in the bucket. I'm the drop that missed the bucket and hit the ground. And YouTube's going, oh, we'll dip our finger in it once in a while. So it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while. Yeah, you guys are just talking away here, and I'm falling behind. Yeah, Joe Cook, I can't wait to get out in the bush either. That's something I'm going to talk about real quick, too. Thanks, Gary. That's a Sunday thing. I've talked to a few folks. I just, on the sly. And they strongly agreed with the Sunday Sty Story approach. That instead of doing Sty Stories every day of the dang week, right now my Sty Story list is 134 long. I've got about 40 in my basket of future develop a Sty Story list. So I've got about 3 years worth of Sty Stories if I do one every single Sunday of every single week of the year. So I got about 3 years worth. So that's another one of the reasons why I'm going to take that approach. Okay. I see that Gary asked about my summer schedule. I'm going to bring that up. I'd like to see you guys supporting each other. You're doing it the right way. That's the thing is, don't go to somebody's channel. Don't tell somebody, oh, I got you. And then you never go watch one of their videos, for crying out loud. Watch one of their videos. It doesn't have to be during the stream. Go in there and put it to a watch later. Just save it. Go back to it later. Pick one of their videos that looks interesting to you. Watch it. Leave a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Because if all you do is give them a thumbs up, or even if you don't give them a thumbs up, you give them a sub. You sub them. But you never watch one of their videos. Guess what? The algorithm catches that. They see that you're subbing, but you're never watching. You're subbing, you're never commenting. You're subbing, you're never thumbing up. You're just subbing. They take those subs away from the creator. And if you don't think so, go in and look at some of the creator tools and look at some of the videos from all of these techies that work around the algorithm. It's true, and I've seen it on my channel. I've had people come in, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Great, I love the subs. I love the subs, but they never watch a single video. 2 days later, 3 days later, boom, 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 my subs drop down. So it doesn't do any good to see those subs climb up like that, just to see them drop through the ground, because those subs were just people looking for numbers, and the algorithm's watching for that now. They're looking for people that are actually like your content. They want to watch something. And just watching one video, giving a thumbs up and a comment does it right there. Locks it in that YouTube sees that as a viable creator that caught somebody's attention. So please do that. Make darn sure you go back and watch and sub. White Cloud, I inspired you to grow your beard out. Every morning I ask myself, what would Sty do? LOL. When I grew mine out, I'd look in the mirror and I'd go, I think it's slowing down. I don't remember. I got to go back and look at some of my old videos to see it short, to remind myself. Okay. Yeah, I would my yeah. yeah. I got a buddy that's that way. That when I was getting all my tattoo work done, boy, they shave you just clean as a baby's butt before they do that tattoo work. Well, I got this buddy that darn near took a lawnmower to prep him for a tattoo. The worst part is it's just like your face. The more you shave it, the more it wants to grow. He's got patches of hair that growing over his tattoos. You can't even see them. I said, what good does it do to have a tattoo when you got all that brush over the top of it? Yeah, running water. Yeah, that's absolutely right. My content will totally broaden out and expand, because right now my content is storytelling. It's winter. There's not a lot I can do. I can't do fire starting demos or anything here in my apartment. They don't let me smoke here. I don't think they're going to let me start a fire in here. So there's a lot of things I can't do in my living conditions during the winter. Spring, summer, and fall, whole different story. We're outdoors, we're doing different things, all kinds of stuff going on. Yeah, my content gets much broader and geared so outdoors that it draws that niche in. So the channel should grow pretty good this summer. It should. One of the problems with summer YouTube, people that live in their basement with a controller all day and their mouse, watching YouTube all night. Those people are there all summer. But the people in my niche, so many of them are also out and so active, they don't have time to watch videos. But what I found, looking at my algorithm from now being on for 3 years, I can see the spike in the beginning of the winter. You get this nice, strong watch time and view spike, and then it plateaus and holds for usually the whole month of November and December. And that's because all those people all summer that didn't have the time, because they're all doing the same things you're doing, they didn't have the time to watch your videos. So they're coming on board in the winter and they're catching up. They start watching all those older videos. So yeah, you are absolutely right. That content strengthens so much in the summer, and you don't necessarily reap all the benefit from it though until later in the season. And so, and that's great with me. I'm fine with that. I'm not, just so everybody knows, I'm not looking for a channel that I'm not looking for a 1 million subscriber channel. I'm not looking for the 10,000 views per video channel. I'm not doing this for the money. I'll never run this channel for the money. I'm sure you all noticed I'm monetized now. I even got super chat now. So if a person wants to use super chat, they can do that. Any of those funds, which it's going to be pittance, but every penny counts, because all of those funds are specifically going to go to content and continuing my channel, keeping my channel alive and well. It's not going to be going to keep me alive and well. It's going to be going to keep my channel alive and well. Just so people are aware of that. I don't want to be one of these channels that goes, oh my gosh, I got to put in another 18, 20-hour day just to keep my subs high enough and keep my views high enough. And I got to make X amount of dollars off of this source and that source and the other source. I got my Amazon store. I got yeah, you know what it is. Yeah. Too much work for me. It would take away from my chances to be outdoors, traveling, doing what I want. I want the best of both worlds. I want my channel and I want my outdoor time. And I'm going to marry the two together. And all you folks get to come along. That's what I love about it, is I get to bring all you folks with me. Every time I go out and do something that pertains to my channel, I feel that all of you are right there with me. I feel that you're coming right along, that I'm doing it for me. It's a selfish thing. I'm doing it for me. But I feel good because it's also sharing. It's sharing with all of you. Yeah, you guys, I look at these comments and they're just hilarious. And some of them are very White Cloud. That's good. You've given a good lesson on how the actual history and source of your name. Awesome. Love it. Hike with Mike, you're absolutely right. Boy, I tell you what, I've gotten more out of going with less. I really have. Throughout my whole life, it's been that way. White Cloud. I'm typing on an iPad, so forgive me for spelling area. Yeah, White Cloud. I got this awesome cordless keyboard, and it can take me 3 minutes to type a comment for the chat. I got 10 thumbs. Can you imagine me? I get on this thing, and guess what? I have to use one of these. Because I just, oh yeah, you couldn't read it if I didn't use this. Yeah, if I don't have a stylus, you ain't reading none from Sty. Yeah, plain old Chuck. You know, when I first started out my channel, it was supposed to be just lighthearted, just simple. Whenever I get to it, kind of, and I got really pressured by my partners in the old camp because I was put in a position where it was my responsibility to manage our web page and well, running water, for crying out loud. Hey, you are nuts. You're nuts. I'll take the soup. Well, you know, I hate to say it, folks. He deserves to have the attention drawn to him, but running water, I mean, that's the first super chat that the Sty North channel has seen ever. So it's a landmark. It's a landmark. Hey, flush the toilet. That was pretty darn good of you. I want to thank you a bunch, buddy. Yeah, and you stay safe out on the road, man. You definitely stay safe out on the road. I do need to talk to you, not for the next few days, but I do need to talk to you about your shed. I was going to move my trailer stuff in your shed, and your brother's going to want a place for that motorcycle. So we're going to have to talk that out, try to figure out. Half of that stuff I can get rid of, but I think we can arrange it so he can have his mower or whatever he's got and his motorcycle and my junk in your shed. So I better save that $20, and I might have to pay to get another shed behind yours so I can finish out the Sty Adventure trailer and Sty Shack 2 can hit the road this summer. So I totally lost track of what I was talking about. But we were talking about the size of channels and stuff. Well, the founder and his other half and I, it got to the point where I was being pressured. More marketing. You got to push. You got to make this thing fly. And I said, well, you know, Sty is the instructor. This is tough. I have to, you know, I have to do the whole camp. I got to be the instructor. I've got all this work at the homestead. I don't have that much time for YouTube. For any additional marketing I do beyond our web page. Well, there was a lot of pressure. We need it. You got to be out there making more videos. You got to boom, boom, boom. And it's not that I didn't enjoy doing the videos. I really did. I really did enjoy them during the old Camp WTF days. But when I left Camp WTF, I did realize that if you got to make videos out of necessity, the minute you start feeling it's an obligation, I'm obligated to make these and get them out, that's when your channel loses its charm. And it will show up in your content. It'll show up in the way you feel. It'll show up in the way you react to your viewers. I believe that all good creators are passionate about their channels, that they love getting in front of the camera and doing what they do best. So I always want my channel to be that way. And that's another reason why I'm going to this 2 video a week schedule, because this video every single day, it hasn't been a burden. But it's getting to the point where it feels like, man, I got to really start working ahead of the game to keep up with the game. I don't want to do that. I want it to be easy to accomplish what I want to do on my channel. And with this new schedule, I'll be able to do that. And you'll always see me smiling and happy to make another video. So, and I think that makes my viewers that much happier. So, move to live. Boy, you got good stories going there, Gary and White Cloud. I wish the heck I had you guys on a panel and we could be talking about these stories you're talking about here. Real life, down to earth stuff here. Love it. Love it. Don't love the tragedy that I'm seeing in these stories, but no, that's the real thing there. And boy, you sure got my heartfelt sympathies for the loss of your stepmom. That, Gary, that's, yeah. Yeah, running water. You just watch that weather. Running Water's got a YouTube page. You should look him up. I don't have his link handy, otherwise I'd pop it up there. In fact, so I gotta work on this, but okay. But he's got a video on his YouTube page. His YouTube page isn't very long or big, but he's got a video on there that's priceless, man. It's him driving through some of the nastiest snowdrifts. Yeah, and after watching that video, he's going to hear it from me all the time. Take it easy out there, and you watch the weather, and you drive safe, buddy. I want my oldest boy to always come back home. Always come back home. Sometimes it feels like I'm sending him off to war and back when he is out for work. Yeah, me too, Chuck. I got a lot of respect for those big channels. I got some streams that I go to of some guys that aren't huge, but they're 3-4 times larger than mine. And even at that stage, and it's also the nature of their streams. They're so busy. They're so busy. Boy, they got younger blood than this old man. I just trying to keep up with their chat and the folks that are tagging along gets so difficult. And they got good channels. They got really good channels. But boy, the work they got to put into them. I'd just be afraid that it would take away from the goodness that you get out of being a creator and having a channel. In fact, some of the best videos I've ever watched were guys with their phone. They take their stinking cell phone and they decide one day, I'm going to film a little hike that I'm going to take. And it ends up being just an awesome video, awesome little video. It's not all edited and chopped and made just smooth and perfect, but yet the quality and the content was so appealing. And they're tiny little channels. They got 30, 40 followers. And you can tell by just a couple of their little videos that they do have the talent. They definitely have what it takes to throw together a really good channel. But they don't want to do it because that's not their thing. That's just not their thing. They're just participating. They don't want to get into the whole creator thing. And I love them for it. But they got beautiful little videos to watch. And I go to all these tiny little channels and watch their stuff because there's some good stuff out there. Running water here back in Nebraska for crying out loud. Yeah, take it easy. Gonna sit till Sunday. Holy smokes. Yeah, I go back to work on Sunday. Oh, White Cloud. Yeah, you like that one with the natural compass? Yeah, yeah. I love doing that. I love demoing that to people that want me to take them out and they want me to show them some primitive skills and the like. I'm very simplistic. I believe in simplicity, and when I take people out and I give them just primitive skill basics, outdoor basics, it's geared more towards the primitive side because of its simplicity. Not that it's simple to do. It's just that it's so simplistic in its process that once you know the process, you can't fail after you've had enough practice. And that's one of those lessons that when you show somebody, especially city folk, that they don't know the outdoors at all, and you show them how to use a primitive compass to find due north, they're thrilled. They're amazed, and they go back home and they'll go to the city park and they'll say, "Hey, grab me a couple of sticks. I'm going to show this guy over here how to find north." Yeah, great primitive skills. Yeah. Boy, it's like I said, I draw all the best folks. I see everybody that's in here has been sticking around right from the beginning. Boy, that's great. That is so good. Yeah, Sean saying, I used to watch Wrangler Star, and he's big, but I made a comment and he disrespected me and comments, so I unfollowed him. You see, now, that's the thing. That's the thing. I've had a few people where I've left comments that I thought were supportive comments. I was just trying to be supportive of them and their channel and just offer a tidbit of advice maybe or something to consider. And they took it insultingly and they turned it around and they said, you know, Sty, you think you know everything and that. And I'm just like, whoa. I'll never say to anybody never intentionally say to somebody something that is critical, puts them down, challenges their comment to the point where it's just being disrespectful. I don't like that when other channels do that. I don't want it happening in my channel. I don't want my viewers doing it. I don't want my viewers leaving comments criticizing another viewer on a position they have or a belief that they have that this method is better doing it this way. Or just because somebody said, you know what, if you do it this way, it's easier. And then they get somebody on there that says, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, they do know what they're talking about because it's what they are talking about. And only they know their intent and what they're saying. We can infer intent into what other people say. And I choose to always look at a person's comment from a positive perspective first. Never start out negative. Always look at it from a positive perspective. Are they giving me some good advice? Are they giving me good constructive criticism? Because if they are, well, more power to me, because that improves me. But I would never want my channel to get so big that somebody says something to me that seems challenging at all, that right away I just disrespect them, push them to the side, treat them like they're no good. I don't need you. I got, like a big corporation does. I don't need you. I've got all these others. What do I need you for? Yeah, I don't like that at all. So I understand what you're saying, Sean. I really do. See, and that's one thing I feel good about my channel for. When I look at my likes and dislikes, I'm at like 99.3% likes. Almost all. Now I know where a few of my dislikes came from, and that was from what would be considered a troll, and that person's now blocked from my channel permanently. I'll never allow that person back on my channel because they had a personal vendetta against me that had to do with something from years ago. And they've misconstrued that issue into a justification to come onto my YouTube channel. And they also went to my Facebook page because they were a personal friend. And they did some of the most nastiest comments and terrible stuff. And I don't go there. I don't want the drama. I don't deal with it anymore. I just know, oh yeah, you want to get that way? I'm done with you. Guess what? I got a I can't hear you button on YouTube and on Facebook. I can't hear you. I can't see you. I can't hear you. When it gets that bad. And this is the only individual I've ever done that to on YouTube. And so I know where some of those dislikes came from. However, my most sought after video is harvesting chaga mushrooms. It's at almost 39,000 views right now. That video rocks. I mean, I get so many views a week off of that video. That's a good one. That one, boy, she just keeps growing and growing and growing. Over almost 40,000 right now. 40,000 views. But most of my thumbs down come from those views. Most of my negative comments come from those views. And there's some, and I leave them up. I leave them up. If I get somebody that's got a issue. I had somebody on there telling me how I don't respect nature, how disrespectful I was, and I'm destroying nature, and and they can't see me when I'm reading their comment, but I'm reading their comments. I'm chuckling. I'm going, you gotta be kidding me. You don't know me. You haven't been out in the woods with me. You haven't got the slightest idea how much respect I have for nature and the outdoors. You haven't got a clue. But you dare come onto my channel and not suggest I'm disrespecting. You just came right out and said, you're disrespecting Mother Nature. You're terrible. You're tearing it down. You're doing this. You shouldn't touch that chaga. You should. I had people telling me, oh, you took too much off the tree. Were you there No. Did you really watch the video? No, you didn't, because I said I left an inch and a half or more chaga in that hole. And I've been back and revisited that specific harvest that I did the video on. And that chaga on that tree is sticking out that far now. It's 2/3 the size of the chaga I harvested off of it 3 years ago. It's grown back. But yet they get on there and got the nerve to tell me I killed the tree, I killed the chaga, I'm destroying the world. So I just get on and I calmly explain to them my position on things. This is the way I am, and this is me. And I'm not asking your permission to be me. I don't need anybody else's permission to be me. And that's what I like about you folks. The folks that follow me are believers in themselves. That's what counts. That's what counts. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of you, as long as you believe in yourself. And that's the way it should be. It should always be that way. Same on people's channels. When they start getting bigger than they really are, and they start treating other common people that are no different than them, except they only have 500 followers. They don't have 500,000. That doesn't give a 500,000 creator any authority whatsoever to put down the viewer. It doesn't matter who that viewer is, because that viewer is just as equal as that guy with 500,000 followers. I don't care what anybody says. I'll always go there. I could have 1 million followers today, and I'd tell them, if half of you don't like what I got to say, get out. Get out. I don't want subscribers that aren't here for the content. If you're here to argue and create drama, you got the wrong channel. This ain't the place for it. So that's why I love having you folks along. You're all so great. Let's see what we got going here. Went to look into chaga and my page popped up. Yeah, you know that chaga video has been just a charm. But yeah, I see Running Water talking about his 4K camera to the dash. Yeah, it looks like that forecast ain't the sweetest. Yeah, I got off on a rant, didn't I? Nobody said that. I'm saying that. I said, boy, did I get off on a rant about big channels, little channels. We're just channels. We're just people. So I'll stop with that. John Morgan, hey. Yeah, thank you for that comment. Thank you. That's, anything I can share and show people. And I'm not the best. I am not. Everybody goes, oh, wow, you should be doing like this guy and that guy and this. And I'd say, hey, on some things, those guys are better. They got on this topic or on this method, they're the ones, you go check them out. That's like with the hand drill. You want me to teach you how to do hand drill? My method will be the most straightforward, easiest hand drill method you ever seen. But is it truly what you need to learn? No, I don't know. Because Stuy's not good at it. I can do it. I can get a fire going with a hand drill. But that's not my forte. But a dear friend of mine Kenton over at Rewild University. Man, he's a hand drill pro. I've watched him doing hand drill fires in person. And no, that's the guy I want you to learn from. But if you want me to teach you how to do a hand drill, I'll show you the way I do it. But that guy knows. That guy knows. And I'd put you on to him before I'd spoil you and teach you just one simple method where he can teach you so many different approaches. Yeah. I'm not that proud to say, oh, yeah, you got to learn it from me. No, you don't. But if you want to, I appreciate it. I truly do. I truly do. I see Gary saying my wife and I go hunting chaga quite often. We keep some chaga tea in the fridge at all times. That was my last surgery. They asked me if I was on any herbal supplements. And I said, well, nothing except chaga. And they go, chaga? And I said, yeah. And they said, oh, well, you're not going to get any of that while you're in the hospital. I said, well, I know. I forgot to stop at the house and grab a thermos because I regularly have my chaga tea. And I'll never quit having chaga tea. I'll never quit harvesting chaga. I'll always harvest enough for myself with a little bit of surplus in case I have a friend in dire need of some chaga, and I'll get it to him. I'm trying to I rattled on and had my rant and kind of fell behind on the chat a little bit. I'm trying to watch the clock too. I see we're at an hour and 20 minutes, so we're doing okay. We're doing okay. I think I'm going to wrap it up at 2 hours, though. 2 hours. I got a lot to do tomorrow, so let's see what people are saying here. Wish I had Sean Carl saying, I wish I had chaga in my area so that I could try the tea. Sean, go to my About page. Go to my YouTube homepage. Go to my About page. Go down to email contact. If you email me, where are you out of, Sean? Because you email me, and doggone it, I'll get you some chaga, enough for you to make a few batches of tea so that you could try it out. I'll do that for you, Sean. You've been such a devoted fan of mine. You do that. You'll find my email address in there. Email me your mailing address, and I'll ship you out some chaga. I did that for Calvin's Corner 72. Calvin over there, Calvin's Corner 72, and that was the very first time he had ever had chaga, and he just loved it. And he can't get it. He's down in Georgia, so he's not getting chaga down there. So yeah, Sean, if you'd like to, feel free, do that. Just send me an email and we'll work something out. Oh yeah, Chuck, you don't have any in Ohio. Yeah, I'm sure of that. Yeah, because Richard Bentley over at Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft, him and I have talked about a couple times that, yeah, Ohio, sorry. No, you got to get far enough north. It's got to be pretty temperate. It's got to be pretty cold, and you need mature birch forests to find your chaga. I see a lot of videos from towards the eastern seaboard, and the chaga they're harvesting, there's pieces about the size of baseballs, and they're growing on yellow birch and silver birch, not the white birch like we have up here. And they don't get as large. They just don't get so big. The biggest one I ever found here in northern Wisconsin so far was about 40 pounds. About that big, that deep. Just a monster. Just an absolute monster. What did I harvest off of it? About 5 pounds, 4 or 5 pound piece. Left the rest of it. I hiked out to that tree last year. It's way in there. Wow. Why is it in there? And that monster of a birch is still standing there, healthy as can be. I can't believe how healthy that a birch that old is. And it's still got that monster shog on, and it's all healed up and regrowing itself. So now, yeah, you can go on Amazon. You can purchase shog off Amazon. I received a package from a fellow over in Russia of some Russian shog. Now, I was impressed with it. And it was raw shog. It wasn't processed in any sense. It was just chunks. And it was enough to make a couple of really good batches. And it was good shog. It was really good shog. And it had a really good flavor to it. It was a really strong vanilla type flavor to it out of Russia. And I see, you go online, you start looking at shaga that's for sale. A lot of it from Canada, a lot of it from Maine, but the majority of it's out of Russia. Especially commercialized shaga is out of Russia. A lot of it's out of Russia. Yep. White Cloud, you're right about the relaxing thing. I have diabetes also, and I actually on a shaga regimen, and I cut out virtually all. I did cut out all unnatural carbs and no processed sugars, anything like that. The only type of sugar I actually used was raw honey, and from a local beekeeper, and just natural carbs. And I was taking, at that time, 120 units of insulin daily. And I managed to get completely off the insulin. I got off of one of my diabetic pills, and I was down to one diabetic pill and the smallest dose that they would even give you. And I attribute all that to the shaga. Well, after I had my heart attack, my blood sugars went right through the roof again because I was off of my shaga regimen. I was eating too many processed foods, and I sat around on my butt. And now I'm back on insulin, and I got up there on quite a few units. Now I'm back down to 20 units. I'm taking my shaga tea every day. It's getting down there and down there and down there, and I'll be back off that insulin, and I still attribute that to my shaga regimen. Because shaga is an anti-inflammatory, it's an immune system builder. It's actually a balancer, and it does so many things to your metabolism to balance your metabolism, and it's the best thing you can do for a diabetic. Is you need a metabolism that's balanced and rhythmic, and it functions well. Even if you have a bad pancreas that's not producing the insulin it's supposed to, the rest of your body can learn what it can handle and what it cannot handle. And shaga helps your immune system work with your body that way. So I'm a firm believer in shaga. There. Now, paparazzi, hey, good to see ya. I like that comment. Our ancient ancestors used birch branches to clean their houses in the spring. It was a spiritual thing that has been mostly lost to us. Some still practice in Norway. I had Norwegian family in my family tree. And I've heard of that practice. My grandmother used to say, I can remember that it never failed. Every spring, right after the first new leaves are on, they would harvest birch boughs, and they'd sweep out the whole house with those birch boughs. That's what you're referring to. It was an old Norwegian practice that was a spiritual thing based on historic application of a medicinal. Now, the birch is one of the most medicinal trees out there. First of all, birch branches act just like aspirin. I've done it. I had bad teeth, and I've had toothaches that were killing me. Cut myself a fresh little chunk of birch branch, about half the size of a pencil, nice green one. Get it in there and start chewing that where that bad tooth was. Didn't take but 5-10 minutes, and that pain would go away. And it would act as a local anesthetic. Birch polypores, awesome. I've used them many times. I've eaten them. I like birch polypore, in fact. I've eaten birch polypore. I've taken polypore, what I call polypore hides. You peel the outer skin off the top of the polypore and use it as a gauze patch on an abrasion or a cut, and you just wrap a piece of cloth or gauze, something just to hold it in place. And it's one of the best doggone bandages you ever used because it's packed full of natural antibiotics. Now, and that's the birch polypore, little white mushrooms you see growing on the birch. Now, where does chaga grow? It grows on the birch. And it's the world's top superfood. There's no getting around it. There's no other superfood in the world that technically, chemically based, meets the same standard as chaga. It's the world's greatest superfood. And it grows only on birch. So those Norwegians had it figured out. It was beyond spiritual. It became spiritual because they couldn't understand why it had such great health properties to it. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Talking about the taste of chaga and that. To me, chaga always got a nice vanilla flavor to it, and it is a little earthy, but not much. Not like a mushroom. And I love my chaga with a little cream and a little dab of honey. Oh my gosh! To me that you can't even get a cappuccino that good anywhere. I don't care where you go. Yeah. The Uper Digger 57. Good to see ya. Hey, sneaking in here. That's cool. Glad to have you here. Good. Yeah, paparazzi, that's absolutely right. Before we call it science, we call it magic. That's exactly right. And you know what? A lot of times science took it too far. They should have left it a little more magic. That's just my belief. I believe that science in some things just took it too far. They should have left it as it was. Just let it be a little bit magic. Who cares why it works? See, I'm one of those kind of people. I don't care why it works. I just care that it does. I've had people say, oh, but you need to know what it's doing, this, and this. No, I don't. No, I do not. If I drink chaga tea and I see an obvious change in my blood sugars, and I see an obvious change in how well I sleep at night, if I see an obvious change on my energy levels at 60 plus years old, I don't need to know why. I don't. I just need to know that it does. And that's the magic of chaga to me. I do know why it does. I've looked at all the stats and everything on chaga you could imagine. I mean, it's sickening. I got a folder in my computer that's got 390 plus documents in it that I've pulled off of everywhere, from all different studies, resources, people's opinions, everything. I got it all on chaga. Got it all, and people have 1,001 opinions of chaga. The only one that matters is mine. Because I don't make anybody use chaga except me. I make myself use it. And not because of all those studies and all those opinions and everything, only because I know I've used it, applied through application. It works. And I don't care why. Yeah, our modern world is just a tough thing. It's a tough thing. I was born just a little bit too late. I would have done so much better if I would have been born a good 40, 50 years earlier. I would have done real well, I think. But it's getting to the point where I got in a little bit of a debate with a young fella the other day that he's 15 years old. And I mean, he was intent on telling me the way it is and how wrong the world is and how wrong this is and how wrong that is, and that he knows. And people, his generation, those young people, they know better. You're just an old man, he says. You don't know nothing. Well, I'm sorry for the language. How the hell did I get this old if I didn't know nothing? I told him, I said, you know what? You want to learn how dumb you can be? You keep thinking and talking that way, you ain't going to live past 20. Somebody's going to take you out. But you go through life with an open mind and a realistic expectation of life, and you'll live to be 62 like me. But boy, Pat, I told that boy, I said, on the path you're on, oh, your world could come crashing to an end in a hurry. And the problem is that someday you're going to be one of the leaders of our country, I bet you, and you're going to bring us all down with you if you still have that frame of mind and that attitude. No. Everybody wants to make everything better. Look backwards to when it was good. Good wasn't good enough? Well, dang it, I'll take good. I want to go back to when things were good. I don't want them to be better. I want them to be good again. Let's go back and make the world the way it used to be when it was good, instead of everybody having their way and making it better or worse. And sometimes it's worse. White Cloud, I see you're getting out of here. Hey, you have a very good night there, White Cloud, and you don't have to thank me. I'm thanking you for tagging along. I I'm looking at how many people have been sticking around, and it's been just awesome for tonight. Gonna go pop a can of smoke. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Gary is saying that most modern medicine is controlled by big money. Oh, yeah, it is. Get this. Because I retired early, I'll have no insurance until I get Medicare when I turn 65. So I got 3 years I got to watch it because I'm not going to have no insurance. It's all out of pocket. So I got to stay healthy now. Now I had insurance up until I got insurance up until the end of April, but then after that I'm not going to have any insurance. So anyway, I've been down that road before without insurance, and I managed. I always manage. So I went and got a hold of my pharmacist, and I told him, I said, I need you to work up what my out-of-pocket costs are going to be for all my meds that I'm required to take by my doctor, so I know how much I'm going to have to pony out myself. And he says, yeah, I get that list. Well, he calls me up and he says, here's the list. And he's listing off all the pills. Well, on the average, each pill's about $10 a month. So I take 5. No, I take that back. I take 4. So that's about $40 a month. No big deal. I can handle $40 a month for some pills. Well, then he says, oh, and then there's your insulin. I said, yeah, what's that going to run me? He goes, at your current level of what you're using, it's going to cost you $497 a month for your insulin. Well, this is what I use. This is an insulin pen. I use these insulin pens, and you get 5 of them puppies for $500. They're $100. There's $100, boy. There's like $100 bill. Wow. Let's go out to lunch on that, eh? So I just about had a heart attack at the pharmacy. I go, I'm just $40 for all these other pills, and it's going to cost me $500 for the insulin. He goes, oh yeah. And he says, actually, it's not per month. I go, well, sure it is. He goes, no, you're using 2 boxes a month. I didn't realize. Oh yeah, I am. I'm using 2 boxes. That's 5 pens per box, and they're $500 per box. So we're talking $1,000. You know what I asked him? I asked him, am I going to die if I don't take that, sir? He goes, I couldn't tell you. I'm not the doctor. I would say don't change your prescription without talking to your doctor. And I said, do you have a cheaper alternative? He says, I just wanted to see if your heart was any good, so I put it to you that way. He said, you're in luck. He said, I can give you a vial of insulin equal to those 5 pens, and it's going to cost you about $42. And he says, and you can get the syringes from me for the same price as the pen needles, because you got to put a needle on the end of that pen I showed you. He says, I can get you syringes for the same price as those pen needles. He said, so it'll cost you $10 for the syringes. He says it's going to cost you $82 to $84 for the insulin. Well, now I'm at $90. instead of $1,000. Now, if he hadn't told me that I could get those vials of insulin and use a standard syringe instead of those fancy pens, I don't care if it's a little less convenient. Not if I'm going to save $900 a month. But you were so right when you said that that it's the big money. Pharmaceuticals. Oh yeah. They'll find a better way, a better pill, better something, and charge you right through the nose for it. When it's no different than what they had in the first place. They've just tweaked it enough to make it more convenient for you or to make it look better. Gotta watch them. Gotta watch them. Yeah, Joe, mine was that. Mine was, well, in fact, that's what mine is right now. I pay $5 per prescription right now under my insurance, and I don't pay a dime for the insulin. I don't pay for the supplies either that go with it. Oh, you guys are getting some deep discussion here. Well, good for you guys. Good for you guys. Yeah, Gary and Paparazzi. Just follow those guys, folks. Just follow what they're talking about. I'm not going to start because I fell behind. It took me a while to catch up with them. But yeah, good conversation, guys. It's looking good. Yeah, I like that plain old Chuck. If I could have a do-over, I would have liked to have been a hobo. Nothing wrong with that. Hobos never got sick. Now, growing up, I actually knew a few hobos. We had a train come right past our place every day. I mean, you go to the end of our driveway, there's the street. After the street was a steep embankment about 20, 25 feet down to a railroad bed. And that freight train come through there every day. And there were always hobos riding that freight. And they liked to bail right close to in front of our place because the train was just coming into town. And they didn't want to get caught on the train once the train got into that. There was a little switch yard in town. And so the hobos would bail just before the train got to the road crossing to go right into downtown there. And a lot of them old hobos were regulars. I mean, you'd see them traveling certain times of the year. You'd see them coming through. And they were unique enough that they stuck in your mind. And some of them old boys, in fact, I can recall one telling me one time that he said, I told him, I said, don't you worry about dying on them dang trains. And he goes, oh, didn't you know? Old hobos never die. They just quit riding the train. Okay. You know, but yeah, they were a tough lot. Boy, they were a tough lot. And I think a lot of it had to do with they stayed away from a lot of other people. They were pretty close knit. They were pretty tight, those hobos. They stuck with their own. And they didn't mingle with the mass society. And that's where a lot of our illnesses come from, is all the mingling. And that's where I've been sicker the last couple of 3 years, I would say, because of my working directly with the public in retail. I see 500 different people in a day, and they bring their little snot-nosed contagion kids in there. Hey, Danny, you know. Oh yeah, thanks for bringing that old little plague-ridden monster of yours. Yeah. Yeah, paparazzi. I know what you're saying about a garden. Yeah, if you could, you know, if a person can produce all their own, and they can be very particular about what they consume that they didn't produce, then it, it doesn't take long. You start feeling the difference. You start feeling the difference. There's so many foods on our shelves in the stores 50 years ago that would be considered fresh food, very perishable, only going to last for a few days. You see stuff in the produce department that's been there for a week and a half, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and it's still on the shelf, and it doesn't look much different than the day they put it on there. When I was growing up, a head of lettuce isn't going to last a week in the cooler. It was fresh. It was truly fresh. It was truly organic. Yeah, things have changed. Things have changed. Grow your own. If you can, grow your own. Yeah, Joe Cooks drinks apple cider vinegar 3 times a day. You know, one thing that does do, Joe, and I wish I had done that. I used to, and I quit several years ago drinking apple cider vinegar. One thing apple cider vinegar does is it dissolves and breaks down kidney stones. Very, very good thing. Another thing is, and a lot of people don't know that, is like if you're dehydrated, you get Charlie horses. It's real common, especially if you're doing a lot of hiking and you're not drinking enough fluids while you're out there hiking. I see these people all the time. Oh, you got to pack light, and they get to the point where I'm just carrying I'm just going to carry a filter with me, and I'm going to drink out of the creek as I need it through my filter. They don't want to carry any weight. I tell you what, I'm willing to shed weight hiking. So I've got the capacity to carry more water. I drink more water out there in the field than any other time, because I demand on staying good and hydrated, because the last thing I want are them Charlie horses in the middle of the night that come along with that. Being hydrated and pounding the muscles all day, your legs are going to let you know. Well, our cure to those Charlie horses was pickle juice. You eat a jar of pickles, dill pickles, save the juice in the jar, put it back in the fridge. I've had people say, hey, you got 3 jars of pickle juice in your fridge. What's that for? Charlie horses. If I had a really hard day and I was on my feet all day, really pounding it, and I knew I was dehydrated, I'd drink some of that pickle juice before I go to bed. Never get a Charlie horse. Forget to drink some of that pickle juice before I go to bed. Boom. Bad ones all night. Cheesehead Chris, there. I'll give you the bacon. You show up when I'm getting ready to shut down for the night. You know, I might go a little longer, being that we got slow cheesehead Chris in the house. I was told there was going to be served Where's my bacon? Turkey bacon for you. Chris and I were in a chat last night over at Calvin's Corner. And we were going round and round about eating. And he's trying to peddle off on me turkey bacon wrapped tofu burgers with kale chips. No, it has no way, Chris. Yeah, magnesium. That's the thing right there. Yeah, if you don't have enough mag in you, that's gonna kick those muscle cramps up. Yeah, kidney stones. Wow. Yeah. When I found out that I had a gallstone and it lacerated my gallbladder and inflamed it, and they had to remove it and all that. I told them, I said, you looking around all around that area, you make sure I got no kidney stones, I got no stones, no gravel, sand, nothing. I don't want none of that left in there. And fortunately, yeah, they said I'm good to go, I'm clean. And they said the gallbladder was the concern. So I looked at, but some of my friends going through kidney stones, oh, geez. Cheesehead just got home from dinner. My gosh. I'm not talking about what I had for dinner. Guess what, though? Last night she said after that stream, I got this nice big sausage in my fridge I've been not touching. Never ever since that. I bought it before I got sick and never put a knife to it. Well, and I knew I couldn't eat it because it's so packed full of fat. I ate about a 3.5-inch chunk of that sausage last night. It's a good brown sausage. Handled it just fine. Yeah. No adverse conditions at all afterwards. I just so, but I'm not having any tonight. I'm gonna wait a night and then maybe do it again tomorrow night. Fake bacon from Canada. It's like they come out with that fake bacon grease. Cheesehead had that on his Facebook. This fake bacon grease. I just like, nah. Some things should not be changed. That's ham. Wow. Gatorade for emergency use. Yep. Gotta hydrate. Boy, just stay hydrated. That was tough with me after my heart surgery because I was retaining fluid so bad. And they were concerned about congestive heart, that you start retaining fluids around your heart that bad. So they limited my fluid intake. I told them, I said, if you were in desert conditions, what they allowed me for fluids, I'd be dead by lunch. There wasn't enough fluid to keep you alive. And it drove me nuts. And then finally they said, yeah, you're not retaining any fluids anymore. You don't have to worry about it. It looks like it's been good for several weeks. So I went for several weeks. Oh, I can only have one sip because I'm only allowed so many ounces a day. I'll tell you what, paparazzi talking about, oh, wait a minute. Sean Carl's heading out. Good night, everyone. He says, you all have a great evening. It's been a blast. Thanks, Di. Thank you, Sean. Hey, double thank you. And we'll catch you in the next one. Hey. But yeah, Famous Dave opened a winery and pizza place. Where? Their original place burned down, right? Down there in Hayward. Isn't that what happened back in the day or something? I know they weren't there the last time I wanted to go to Famous Dave's. But Paparazzi's talking about growing cucumbers, and cucumbers, you just can't go wrong with them. I've never had cucumbers that I planted not produce. And I love cucumbers. I love fresh cucumbers, and I love pickles. I love all kinds of pickles. I love dills. I love sweet pickles. I love relish. Yeah. All from a cucumber. Love that. That's a vegetable Sty loves. Plain old Chuck. Always got pickle juice and bacon grease around. Hey, to me, that isn't that a kitchen? If you don't have those two things around, you ain't been cooking. Gary Irwin, hey, that you're making a friend in cheeseheads, putting that up there, fried pickles wrapped in bacon. Oh, cheesehead, he'll be out there with his cast iron pan, making them buckers in a flash. Just down from the original Famous Days, it's on his family's farm. Really? Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. I'm going to have to try to, yeah, before tourist season and before kids are all flying out of school, I might have to meet up with you folks down there, and we'll have to have dinner together down there at that new one, because I'd like to try it out. She said, nope, don't do pickles. Fake it. Fake it. Use one of them brown pickles, you know, that Oscar Mayer makes. Oh, I bet it was at Famous Dave's. I have never been disappointed at Famous Dave's for anything I've ever eaten there. When we lost our Famous Dave's up here in northern Wisconsin from the founders, I mean, just right there. I mean, right in Hayward, Wisconsin. When we lost that, the only Famous Dave's I ever was at after that was the one at Mall of America, and I had been there like 3-4 times, and the food was just as good. The atmosphere wasn't the same. It just wasn't the same, and it's one of those things, Famous Days, where the environment adds to the flavor of the food. I'm just saying. It's just like, I don't care what anybody says. A steak feels better when I'm out in the woods. There ain't nobody else around, and I'm cooking that puppy over. It doesn't matter if it's in a frying pan or on a stick over the fire. That steak tastes so much better. And I don't need any additional seasoning. I don't need steak sauce. I don't need nothing. It just is wonderful. Now, running water. I'm waiting on Ride to get sushi and steak. What's steak? For gosh sake. And what the heck are you going to eat sushi for? I'd go with you, but I tell him, hey, fry mine. I've eaten sushi, so don't get me wrong, and it was okay, but I just didn't care for it. No Yellow Jackets. No kidding. So, Cheesehead, you weren't here when I was giving out an update. Okay, I've got a new schedule, and it's going to start. Okay, there's going to be a video posted in the morning at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. One Sunday morning at 7, one Monday morning at 7. But after that, from that point forward, I'll only have videos going up every Monday and Thursday at 7 a.m. each day. 2 videos a week. And we're going to be doing 1 live feed per week. My next stream will be next Saturday at 7 p.m. And then after the second week of April, I'll have a stream every single Sunday night at 7 p.m. And it's going to be called Sty Story Sunday. And that'll be for the rest of my life. Every single Sunday at 7 p.m. will be Sty Story Sunday. I have enough Sty Stories on my list right now, I was telling these folks, that I've got 3 years worth of Sty Stories doing it that way. And that's the way it's going to be. But until this Monday, it'll be 1 a day. And then from this Monday forward, it's going to be every Monday, and Thursday, I'll post a video. Next winter, I will be adding Wednesdays, and it's going to be called Walkabout Wednesday with Sty. And I'll be talking about different destinations, different locations, and things that I've extremely enjoyed and feel that I want to share with people and would like them to go visit themselves. And then, during those streams, asking my viewers to share with me some of their favorite destinations or locations or places they wish they could go. And that's the way we're going to take that for next winter. So there will be 2 streams a week during the winter next year. But the summer schedule is 2 videos a week, 1 live stream a week. I didn't ask you when you got up. Boy, I tell you what, you give that guy a 401k, $4.01 retirement, and he thinks he owns the world. He's telling me, hey, no, you can't post that till 8 o'clock. I don't get up till 8. And I'll tell you, folks, Cheesehead was the one that really put me on to adjusting that schedule, because Calvin's Corner, he asked me too. He said, Sty, he says, you got one every single day, and I can't keep up. I had a gal right here in my own apartment building. God bless her. She says, I checked my notifications this morning, and it said you had just put up 3 videos. I said, I did not. I said, I put one up every single day. I said, you know what that notification means? She goes, no. It means that you just put up 3 videos. I said, no. It means you haven't watched any for 3 days. She goes, I can't keep up. So, yeah. So this will help. Hey, Joe Cook, it was great having you. I'm going to be shutting this down shortly anyway. Gosh, it's so good to see you, Joe. Anytime you pop in, it makes me feel good. Like I said, I get all the best people here. The paparazzi. I'm a musician. I wake up at the crack of noon. Yeah. I work nights. I don't get into bed any earlier than 2:30, 3 o'clock. That's on the average. there's times that not to bed till 4. So yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, paparazzi. That I'm not a musician. It's like I tell everybody, yeah, I'm a real musician. I can sing as long as nobody's listening. And if you want me to carry a tune, I got just the right box for that. I'll carry it for you. Yeah. Ah, cheesehead. Okay, first of all, old man, a crocodile Dundee, walkabout in Australia. I tell you what, my channel ever gets big, booming. I see these people, I'm not mentioning no names, but I see some of these people that they were kind of up and coming, and all of a sudden they went, well, and the reason they did was because they were eye candy, is the way I see it. They're eye candy. And they got all these viewers and all these subs, and not a one of them's listening to a word they're saying. They're just watching them. Well, they're eye candy. Oh. Well, and then they're getting free trips all over the world. Oh, we want you to go here and experience that. We want you to go to Paris and go do that. But okay, my channel ever gets to that point, and anybody says, hey, we want to take you somewhere else in the world and have you do something. Don't ask me. Don't ask me unless it's Australia. I want to go down under before I go down under. But it's going to be on somebody else's meal ticket because I'll never be able to afford it. So, but boy, wouldn't that be a hell of a Sty story. Sty story for sure. Sty goes down under before he went down under. Hey, running water. I ain't learning to play no cigar box guitar. I almost bought a dulcimer several months ago, and I played a dulcimer, and running water was just a baby at the time. Played dulcimer and I played some banjo. I couldn't even strum for you anymore. I couldn't do nothing. No, I can't. Like I said, I can't carry a tune unless I put it in that box and I can haul it out. Why don't you want to take me to Walmart? Or we want to take you to Walmart. What did I do wrong? Hey, Sty, we want to take you to Walmart. What in the world does that mean? I've been watching these videos of Richard Bentley's over at Bentley's Bushcraft. And Richard, I adore the guy. The guy's a hoot. I mean, he's an ex. I mean, he's a fighter. You will go watch some of his stuff. He's got his own dojo. He's great. Oh, man. Yeah, I love watching Richard. A lot of people think he's a little out there. He's a different character. I love it. I love it. He's so real. He's so Richard. That's why I like Richard. But he's got a thing with Walmart right now. Oh, no. Oh, no. If I was managing a Walmart and I saw Richard coming, I'd say, guess what? This Walmart ain't open 365 days a year. We're shutting it right now before he gets in the door. Don't let that guy in here. He's disgruntled. Yeah, yeah. Play Walmart bingo. You know, you guys are all speaking French to me now. Walmart bingo. Yeah, if Running Water were to do a how-to video on how to make one of his cigar box guitars, he's made several, and I've seen the outcome. He'd get a ton of hits on that. I tell you, he'd get a ton of hits on a how-to video on how to make one of those cigar box guitars. Definitely. I watched it. And then Running Water says it's dangerous to take steak to bulk stores. Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Paparazzi, the woman with 5 kids and a cart full of high fructose corn syrup products, 15 points. That that's something. Whenever I see wild, out of control little monsters screaming and yelling and running and terrorizing in the store, 9 out of 10 times it doesn't fail. I look around and I know who their mother is. She's the one with all the sweetened cereal and all the chips and the regular full-powered corn syrup packed sodas and all of the little Debbies in the world, and upon a hamburger and some hamburger helper. That's their mother. That's why they're so dang wild in here. Plain old Chuck. Yep. See, now, Running Water, I don't know if he can recall it or not, but he should be able to relate, because for several months when we lived out in northwestern Montana, we would go and shop in Idaho at a food warehouse. And you couldn't buy a single box of cereal there. You couldn't buy a 5-pound bag of flour there. Everything in that store was bulk. If you bought sugar, it was in 25-pound bags. If you bought brown sugar, it was in 25-pound bags. If you bought yeast, it was in a can that was at least a gallon. If you bought cereal, yes, it was in Sandpoint Running Water. If you bought cereal, you had to buy the whole case. Everything was bulk, period. Case lots, bulk packaging, period. And we'd buy a full month's worth of food. Yes, 5-gallon buckets of peanut butter. Boy, the boy remembers. I guess he doesn't have too bad of brain damage, Yeah, sometimes I wonder, but boy, yeah, he's still sharp. He remembers the peanut butter at least. But we'd go in there and literally I'd fill the back of our pickup truck, just heaping full. What was nice though is that food was averaging almost 30% cheaper than buying the exact same food retail anywhere else. So you're saving 30% average straight across the board. And there were times when they'd have really big specials and you would save 50, sometimes 75% on some of those bulk foods. Yeah, Running Water, I only remember useless information. See, useless and worthless, yeah, they're synonymous. That's not that's not useless information. Because if you ever get stuck out there in the Clark Fork Valley and you need to stock up, you know where to go. Yeah, got about 10 minutes, guys, and I'm going to be shutting this down. Ain't that terrible? I hate to send anybody home, I really do. Um, I see that we still got 10 people here in the room, and we've been running between 10 and 14 people, back and forth, 10, 14 people. And for my first stream since a month ago, I consider this a total success. Yeah, it's been a good time. And it's just been catching up. That's what really this stream was all about, was to make sure that my streaming capabilities are back in order, that this is going to work, that the quality is good enough. I think the camera quality is much better. But the but running water. I know what to get you for Christmas. I'll get you a box of a case of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. but yeah, it's paparazzi's heading out. Hey, you have a good night. It has been a blast having you on board tonight. Great chat. Great, just great. Your participation in it just really, really made it good. Oh, you guys. Would have been a lot better if you had a better host. Huh. I know what she's saying. He wants a hostess. I want to live stream with some pretty hostess. I bet you he'd take the 401k from a nice hostess. But oh no. Hey, I'm as good a host as you can get. There's no way for me to reach out there and give everybody hors d'oeuvres and drinks. And, this is the best hosting you can do. Or at least I can do. Thanks, paparazzi. Hope to catch you next time. Shadow Walkers popping in. Hey, good to see you, my friend. Running water. I like hostess. Yeah. Hey, Gary. Awesome. Just great. And I've got guys jumping off, and my count on the chat is going up, on the stream's going up. So guys are jumping off, guys are jumping on. So I guess I keep this thing going as long as if I've got 8 or more people, I'm going to let this go to the 3-hour mark. It's already almost 2.5 hours. I going 3 hours is nuts, but I'm not doing anything else tonight, so I can handle it. Gary, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I give you a check. 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 The heck with you, Chris. I ain't giving you a check. I might give you a Russian or two, but no check. Zingers. Oh. I haven't had zingers in a while. I actually like zingers. Yeah. Raspberry zingers. Hey, plain old Chuck, you take good care of yourself, man. Love seeing you almost every single day. I get to hear something from plain old Chuck. I hope everybody went and checked everybody's channels out today. Jack Walsh, hey, jumping on. It's like I was saying earlier, I got people jumping on, I got people jumping off, and I'll get a whole list of folks jumping off. Oh, yeah. Chuck, you get your beauty sleep if you're going to a woodcraft show tomorrow. You have fun out there. Old man says, give him the bill to pay. But yeah, I've been having people jumping off. Several. And I'm like, okay, that's going to drop me down to about half a dozen people, 5, 6 people. And then I'll just wrap this thing up and we'll just call it a night. And they jump off and they jump as quick as they're jumping off. Others are jumping on and my count's back up. So yeah, we'll keep this going for another half hour at the most, though, folks. I'm cutting her off at 3 hours. There are no ifs, ands, or buts. Oh, yeah. All good people in here. CD Sunday here this weekend. Organic Seed Exchange. Yeah, Jack, I'm doing real well. Actually, I'm at the point where unless I make actual direct contact on the one incision, I feel normal. I feel normal. Feel good. Really good. They tell me not to be lifting anything over 30 pounds yet for a couple of weeks, but yeah, I can live with that, I guess. I feel like I could. Definitely feeling better. I tell you, that was a miserable experience. I never imagined, and running water. What's it? Here we go. First of all, old man says, what is a zinger? A zinger is a new age Twinkie with frosting. That's the only way I can describe it. And they're really, they're kind of Twinkie-ish. They're not a Twinkie, but they're kind of Twinkie-ish. And they're bad for you. But they're the kind of snack cake you just get addicted to. The 12-ounce curls should work well for you. And then Running Water says, don't forget daylight savings tomorrow night. Saturday night? Oh, yeah. So it goes into Sunday. See, which is a bummer. It doesn't matter to me because I work nights. So I don't go to work till 3:30 Sunday. I thought I was opening on Sunday. So now that I know that I'm closing, I don't go to work. I don't have to leave for work until about 2:30, 2:45. So that hour change Saturday night into Sunday ain't gonna affect me. Which I still think this whole daylight savings time is just goofy. Hey, Gary Scannell. Found me through Gab, yeah. I visit over there with Cab once in a while, and all the folks that hang out there. I go to a lot of different streams and just, I pop in and let people know I'm there and leave a few supportive comments to the folks that are there. Try to network with all these channels that go to these streams, and and it's really functional. I mean, I've gotten some good subscribers, and I've found some good channels that I follow, and so yeah, don't be surprised if you see Sty in other streams, and I support anybody and everybody as long as nobody's hurting somebody. If I see it, if I actually see somebody damaging somebody, their channel, or even just the person, then you'll see me back away from that source, but you'll see me out and about. I don't just stick here at the Sty Shack. I do ramble around out there. A lot of times I'm lurking. I'm not chatting. I'm just lurking. I just follow along. But Gary, that's great that you stopped over here. Great to see you. Running water. Any good outdoorsman knows to explore other streams. Yeah. And that fits my content, buddy. As you can tell, everything about my channel is just good old boy stuff, good old girl stuff, and the good old outdoors. And that's the best way yeah, that's a great way to put it there. Any good outdoorsman knows to explore other streams. I love that. I think I'm going to use that. And you can't get mad at me. You're my son. Yep, Gary, you're absolutely right. I lurk as well. I look for the tone of things. I look for its direction. I see where it's going. See what the followers are like. You can read a lot about people just by watching their followers, and as you glean through, you really get to know really who's who, and the folks that you're drawn to, and that's just the way it is. I've gone to a lot of channels. I go to a lot of channels, and I'll watch 2-3 videos, and I'll leave thumbs up on them if they were done well enough. I mean, which I'm not very critical when it comes to people's video work. If the content's good, yeah, they get a thumbs up, but I won't leave a comment, and I won't subscribe on a lot of channels. Some channels I go to, and first video I watch got me. You reeled me in. I can tell that's going to be the nature of all the videos you got listed. Boom, I hit your subscribe. Some channels I'll watch 2, 3, 4, 5 videos before I make my final decision to subscribe. And I think that's just a good practice. Get to know the person, see what they're really about, see what's going on. Do you want to be a member of their channel? Because that's really what you're becoming, is a member of their group, of their channel. Yeah. And I don't have to agree with everything that's on somebody's channel. I'm subscribed to a lot of channels where I don't really agree with a lot of the things on their channel, but they have enough relevant content to me. It's relevant enough that they got me. I'll follow them, even though a lot of their content I wouldn't even be interested in. So yeah, I look for what I I like, and that's what I follow. Oh boy, good book for Northwest for edible plants. Um, boy, right off top of my mind, I couldn't put you in the right direction there, old man, but wouldn't take too much looking, and I could probably come up with a recommendation for you for the Northwest. Um, okay. Okay. I made note of that. Let's see if I can't come across some good suggestions for you, old man, and I'll one way or the other get it back to you. Yeah, that is a good reference there, running water. Old man, do you see that reference? Donald Art, Kirk's Wild Edible Plants of Western North America. I've been through that, and that's a good reference book right there. Very good, very good that you jumped in there and you helped Gary out there, running water. The doggone it, I can't reach it, but well, I'm saving that for a video, a regular video. Running Water gifted me some things, and I was going to show you something that he gifted me, but now I'm doing a video on a gift from Running Water this spring or summer that includes some of these items that he gifted me, so I'll skip it. But I was going to show you something. A cheese head. I gotta get me some zingers. Yeah, you're a zinger. Hey, Cheesehead. Hey, everybody say goodnight to Cheesehead. He's one of my blue wrenches, and hey, he's been a big help to old Sty. He's been a big help. He's been a good buddy. Hope he's always there. Hope he's always there. And I'm not kidding, Cheesehead. Before the kids go get out of school, we got to make arrangements to go out to Famous Dave's some night. I'm gonna wrap them zingers in bacon and deep fry them. Oh, you're gonna end up in the hospital next, buddy. We had him in surgery for 4 hours. Had to extract a dozen bacon wrapped zingers. Oh, geez, Ed. You're terrible. Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, the way it's looking, folks, gosh, it's been such a night. I mean, I said it right at the very beginning of my stream, and I'm going to say it again now. I couldn't ask for a better audience. I couldn't ask for a better chat. Everybody's been very well behaved. And I think everybody knows that's my expectation. This is supposed to be a family acceptable channel, and that includes my streams. I don't accept any hate of any kind. I don't accept any racism, sexism, thisism, or thatism. Everybody act like they truly care about each other, and this channel will continue to thrive. I know it will. And so far, I've had nothing but the best people at my channel. And Jack Walsh saying good night, and I tell you what, folks, we're going to be wrapping this up, and I'm like I said, my next live stream is next Saturday night at 7 p.m. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do a test of striking off with a Sty Story Sunday kind of thing and just call it Sty Story Saturday. I don't know. Or if I'm going to do a topic base. Doesn't matter. Live stream Saturday night at 7 p.m. and I'll have it posted up at least 4 hours in advance so people can hit the reminder. So I want to thank you all for being here tonight. It's been wonderful, and we're going to do it again. Sty Shack's always open when Sty is there. So until the very next stream or the next video, you all have a very good evening, okay? Love you guys for tagging along.